Hey folks, it's Robin Robbins here, founder of technologymarketingtoolkit.com. I'm here with Ryan Denning, who's the VP of Sales for Blackpoint Cyber. We are at the Dallas Roadshow, and it's a great show so far. I mean, it's surprising how many people showed up. Like, I know that sounds silly, but like, when you're doing, with everything going on, you're just like hoping, but it's been a good show.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a good show.
Yeah. So a lot of people here very excited. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I think one of the things that's really important for all of you as MSPs, obviously, is cybersecurity. With the pandemic, with people working remote, cybersecurity has not gone away. And so a lot of the conversations that are happening here are about how do we protect our clients and how do we make money? So that's why I wanted to talk to Ryan. He's the sort of, not I want to say new kid on the block. How long you guys been around?
Oh, since 2012, actually.
Oh, okay. So for but really starting to make a lot of new headway. I've got, you've really come on the radar big on my audience in like the last year or so.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was probably, the last 2 years, really.
Yeah, right. So, okay. So there's people here that don't know who you are. So real quick, give us like the brief, what is Blackpoint and what makes you guys different?
Sure. So we are a managed detection and response company, but, we're founded by former intelligence, former NSA guys that spent 12 years, conducting cyber operations for our country. I mean, the top cyber operations. And what they've done is they came out and said, we need to build something that would stop guys like us. And that's really what Blackpoint Cyber built, is a tool that is 24/7, 365, that is actually includes response. So we can identify these threats, and then we can actually respond to them on the behalf to protect the people.
Right, because I think your tool is really something that's not really been available for the small market, it's more of it was originally more of an enterprise and government tool, correct?
Correct, absolutely correct, Robin. Typically you see a lot of it on the EDR side, where, they're used to the endpoint detection and response. MDR is going to be the next evolution to that.
Yeah, so explain it, because MDR, I know we're hearing it more and more, manage, detect, respond. And you mentioned EDR, which is endpoint detection response.
Yeah.
Right? And just so what's the difference? Because I think a lot of MSPs that be watching this would be saying, well, I am doing MDR.
So, endpoint detection and response primarily is like AV, endpoint protection, with a heuristic algorithm in there that's looking at, behaviors. Managed detection and response has a SOC. It runs 24 hours a day. So there's actually eyes on glass, as well as the smart tools that are going to identify an alert. And then it's managed, so it's being run for you on your behalf. So it eliminates a lot of the false positives and a lot of the alert fatigue that you end up going through with one of those tools.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I know a lot of the MSPs that are watching this, I mean, there's dozens upon dozens of cybersecurity tools and services. And I mean, they can't turn around without one of them calling them, emailing, hey, buy from me. And they've got multiple tools. And they've got all these alerts going off, and they're trying to do, it's becoming a mess. So just to kind of put you on the spot a little bit, why here you are, here's another new one. Why you guys versus the other ones that they have?
Yeah, so there's a lot there, Robin, obviously. But, the reality is we designed this to be a lean stack. So it actually eliminates tools. So you can reduce kind of that tool fatigue, and on top of it, the alert fatigue, right? So you're reducing all of those alerts, and so you're increasing your security detection. So by reducing the tools, you're actually improving your profits. You're also reducing your tool fatigue. Then you're increasing your security detection with our patented software in this example. So now you've increased your security detection. And what that allows you to do is allows you to deliver value to your clients and customers. Not only value because you're reducing their cost, but you're increasing their security detection at the same time. It's kind of that classic story of a win-win.
So you're not coming in saying, add this in. You're saying, add this in and eliminate these 3 or 4 other things.
Yeah, based on the 12 years of, NSA and intelligence experience that, our founders and what I've created there, the right and pragmatic mix of tools that you can assemble that's going to be super effective, based on their experience and background, kind of playing at the highest levels here. And so it augments that, but again, the idea is to increase your security detection, but shrink those tools down and get rid of all those alert fatigue problems.
Which basically just eats up technicians' time, which, then labor, which is the highest, overhead walks on 2 legs. And then you're actually, the SOC you guys run, you're actually responding when there's a detection?
That's a big differentiator because there's a lot of companies that claim to do MDR, where I'd say they actually do managed detection, but the response part is pretty weak. An email isn't a real response, it's an alert. Or even an email with step-by-step remediation instructions, that's kind of an actionable alert, but still an alert. Right. When the bad guys attack at 3:30 in the morning, you have to respond to them, and we actually do. So we have several methods of doing that, but we are responding to it first, then we're letting you know what happened.
Mm-hmm. And this sounds like is it a tool that you would install on small clients? If these guys watch and have someone who's got 10 employees, run a real estate off, small manufacturing. So this is not this is an enterprise level tool, but it's brought down to the small business level.
It is, and it scales amazingly. So it works at the 5-10 person, office with 10 employees, and it works at 20,000 endpoint airlines as well. So
okay, very good. So I know people are going to be thinking, I want to get my eyes on this thing. So I think it's blackpointcyber.com/roadshow. Yep. And when they go there, they can get a demo. They can see what's going on. I know there's some, if they're interested, they can get some discounts, I think, or there's incentives.
Absolutely, there's incentives there. There's also, a lot of education that's available to them there as well. And we do a free trial. There's no strings attached. They can actually see it. And one of the big things that makes that really great for them is, other tools, they kind of use other, tools, and they're just wrapping a service around it. Our tool, they have full visibility into. So it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, right? You can see behind the curtain, we actually show you the wizard instead of just kind of this facade that's there. So that's huge too.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So blackpointcyber.com/roadshow, get a demo. And I would just encourage you guys to take a look at it because it's always worthwhile, even if you're not going to, you're like, oh, I'm not sure I want to buy. It's still, I think, worthwhile to see what's out there, to see the evolution of these tools that are coming out. Like I said, you've just hit the ground running in our audience. A lot of people very excited about this, a lot of buzz around it. So that's very cool, which is why I want to do this video. So
yeah, thank you, Robin, so much. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. All right, thanks, guys.